the grounds are there to believe that indeed Iran was responsible for that crash?
Okay, well, let's take it by country, shall we, first of all. Now, starting with Ukraine, which is the country where the plane was flying to, and it was a Ukrainian Airlines jet. The foreign minister said that he has received information from the United States which contains important data. We haven't got any information about what that important data is, but right now there is a phone call expected between the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and the US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to discuss that air crash. So I think some information may leak out after that phone call is over. Other sources within Ukraine say the investigations are pursuing 4 different possibilities. The first one is a surface-to-air missile attack, which is what those images appear to indicate, the images we were seeing in that report there. Second one is a collision with a drone. The third one is engine failure. And the fourth could be a terrorist attack. Now, if you move to Canada, the Canadians are saying that the plane was shot down by a surface-to-air missile, and they have that information, what they say are multiple sources, without going into what those multiple sources are. US media is speculating that the airline may have been mistaken for a US warplane. Remember that this was taking place at the same time as retaliation was being organised in Iran against the US shooting of or killing of General Soleimani a week ago, and that this may have been an accident which happened as those preparations were taking place for that retaliatory attack, and that was actually thought that that was a plane coming in to launch an attack on Iran. I think all of this is going to be found out, or will be clearer, once the black box examination has started. Now, as we know, the black boxes have been recuperated or retrieved from the wreckage, and they're going to be opened up later today, so we're being told, by the Iranians, and that is when the full investigation of this accident is going to happen.
And as a result, what are the Iranians saying?
Well, the Iranians are being much more aggressive about the fact that they say, no, this definitely was not an accident. It was, or not intentional, being a missile being fired from Iran. It was the plane was brought down by engine failure. They say it was in the air for 3.5 minutes, 1.5 minutes it was on fire, and the pilot can be seen to try to be turning around to come back to the airport. They've accused the United States and Canada of psychological warfare, saying that they have nothing to do with this, and it wasn't certainly anything to do with Iran firing this, shooting a missile into this plane to bring it down.
How long is it going to take, Philip, before we know the entire truth?
Well, there's no easy answer to that, Annette, because investigations into air crashes are very long. Now, examining the black boxes is not something that can be done, the flight recorders, in just one day. It's going to take several weeks before all that information is siphoned through. Luckily, these black boxes are reportedly to be undamaged, so that might make it easier for crash investigators to go through them. But we won't be hearing any information from that, I think, for at least a week or 2 weeks, or maybe longer. Then, of course, there's the sifting through the wreckage which is taking place in Iran. All those pieces of wreckage are going to have to be listed, gone through with a fine-tooth comb to find out what is going on. What we do know is that there are investigators coming from all over the place to help with this investigation. Iran has even allowed in one US official to come in and help with that investigation. So there is a lot of movement as far as that's concerned. We'll have to see how long it's going to take before we get any concrete information. So I think at the moment what we need to say is we have to be careful and not to come up with any rash explanation about what happened, because I think really nobody knows exactly what the real cause was for the moment.